my god, hi! Today, I don't know why I'm holding my remote. I wanted to just like play with some sparkly makeup, and I'm feeling blue. Like not emotionally, but like I'm feeling like blue in my colors, you know what I mean? And I want to talk about Euphoria season 3. That's what I want to do. So like if you feel like chillin', if you want to listen to something while you get ready, or something like that, skin's so dewy that earrings are sticking to me. Then like, I don't know, grab a snack or a coffee or whatever the hell, and we're gonna do it. We're just gonna chat about it. Spoilers, obviously. Obviously. So I have a base on, it's been sitting for a second on my eyes. I'm not gonna zoom in because I don't feel like it. This isn't a tutorial. We're just chilling. But I used MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, which has been my fave. I'm just gonna play with some like sparkly makeup that I've been feeling like I wanted to play with. Yeah, oh God, where do I begin? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? So I'm actually gonna start off with some neutrals in like my crease. I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty Neutrals palette just because it's like sitting right here. So I'll be honest, I was definitely like, I think, affected by some of the discourse out there about the 3rd season. And also just like a little bit of like things that I'd heard about like behind the scenes in terms of like, you know, the makeup and stuff like that. So I was kind of just like, all right, I'm expecting this to not be the best season. Like, especially considering it had been so many years from like the 2nd season when it ended or whatever. And then, I don't know, there was just like so much happening in the background. Like basically everyone who was in the show became like a massive star. There were sicknesses and deaths. There was just like a lot. There was like a lot happening. And so I didn't really have like high hopes. I didn't have high hopes. So I definitely did go into it thinking like, oh, this is probably not going to be so incredible. Like it's probably not going to be great. So I don't think my expectations were high, but I do think I was sort of primed to like not like it. You know what I mean? The lawnmower is getting closer, and we're all just gonna have to deal with it. So I hated the first episode, obviously. I thought it was really boring. It didn't catch my attention at all. Like at all. I didn't really care about the people. I was kind of disappointed in general, like just with where we were seeing people. Maddie looked incredible, obviously. I think overall in general, like I was really disappointed that Jules was barely in the season at all. Like, I don't even know why she was in it. I did hear online that there was just like a little bit of like controversy between Jacob Elordi and Hunter Schafer, which like I don't know about any of that. In terms of like how the storyline went, I found it to be incredibly boring. Who is this Nate? It wasn't the original Nate, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't, like it wasn't him. And we never really got any kind of like explanation for why that happened. Like I realized it was so long after we last saw them, but like a little explanation for the like character change would be really good. Like I'm pro character development, you know what I mean? I always thought, I'll be honest, I wasn't like a huge fan of like, no, that doesn't make any sense. I didn't love Rue like in the first 2 seasons as a character in general, but I think that that's like kind of like meant, like she's an addict, you know what I mean? So like you're not really like meant to love her as a person because she like is a manipulator and a liar and all these things. I do think that that Zendaya was really good in the role. Like I think that she worked really, really well. I'm using the Holy Fairy Tale palette from Kimchi. I'm just going in with like a pale blue now. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna pop stuff on the eyes and see what happens. I am starting off with the matte though. But I felt like everybody played their roles really, really well. And I felt like in seasons 1 and 2, all of the like drama made sense, right? Because they were like, it was gratuitous. Like the show in general, I think was like very gratuitous, but they're in high school and it was like very artistic. And I am, you know, aware of the Petra Collins controversy with Sam Levinson and basically stealing her entire vision for the show. And it's really what made it, you know? And like, I think with the combination of like the Labyrinth music, it was a vibe that was created that was, I mean, completely missing from the 3rd season, like just completely missing. I did see some people online talk about like say, oh, this is like literally like a Tarantino film. And I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like it turned into just a completely different thing. And I wonder if Sam Levinson was like hurt by the criticism, like all the, or maybe just like sick of all the criticism of like stealing Petra Collins' style. And he was like, all right, I'm going to go in a different direction. And it's like, but you ruined it though. Like, it's not what it was. Like, it's not the thing. You know what I mean? I have too many thoughts. I think I'm going to be jumping around a lot. So I will say that like there were some really good performances in it. Like, the girl who played Angel, incredible. Like, so incredible. Like, I was so impressed by her. I thought she did an amazing performance. And I was really disappointed that like her character just disappears and we never really get an explanation as to like what happens to those girls. Like, we find the IDs and it's like, okay, but where'd they go? Like, it's a fake rehab. I understand that. But like, where'd they go? Like, we never get any, there isn't even like an allusion to like, are they trafficked? Like, do they just kill them? Like, what's going on here? It's just like, this is shady. We never get any closure to that at all, which was very confusing for me. I'm going in with this Kaja single shadow that I just recently received. Very pretty. Look at these little stacks. Look at that color. So cute. This is, well, they're stacked, so I actually don't know, but it's the Blueberry Bingsu Beauty Bento stack. Really pretty. I'm going in with the latest one. Just in my inner corner. Ooh, that's nice. In my inner corner. Yeah, there were so many things that were just kind of like left up in the air. Like, what didn't feel resolved? I felt like Maud Apatow's character was just kind of like unnecessary throughout the whole thing. Like, she didn't really like do anything. I kind of felt the same way about Jules. Like, why is she even in this? We like barely see any interaction. Like, if you had removed her character from the show completely, like if you, like that whole situation between like Maud Apatow's character and Jules with like the show, like what was it? Like, it didn't do anything. Like, we didn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? I was also very disappointed in how kind of like Airhead-ish, not Airhead-ish, but just like not confident or like paying attention, how like just disconnected it was when Maddie like essentially ratted out Rue to what's his face, Alamo. It was just kind of like, I'm just gonna say this, like I'm just gonna say this and like ruin everything, you know what I mean? If you haven't seen this, you're gonna have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But that just didn't feel, it felt so like off the cuff and not even like I don't even, like not even like the writer was paying attention to like what was happening. I don't know, like everything felt so, it just felt so wrong. And the vibe was just completely different and not, their magic was gone. And the thing is that like, it was still gratuitous, but the artistic side of things was just gone. It was just gone. And it was like, well, now we have no excuse for all of the gratuity. You know what I mean? Gratuity? No. Is that what you would say? That's like tips. It doesn't matter. Anyway, on top of that, I mean, considering, now I feel really bad because like I love Donnie Davy. I love what she did with Half Magic, and what Euphoria did as a show. They really just like she created this like iconic look. And it took over the world. And like suddenly everyone was wearing rhinestones in their makeup. You know what I mean? Like for years. Like that was just such a like a mark on the culture, I think. And Donnie Davy like really, she really did that. She really did that. And they ate it up. All right. And like all of the scenes that were, you know, the scenes with like Jules doing drugs and such, were so like beautiful and interesting, and like the glitter tears and like all of, like it was just such a vibe. It was such a vibe. And we didn't get the makeup was pretty. It was pretty, and she was able to like do a little bit of, you know, fun things here and there, but it just wasn't the same thing. It really just wasn't the same thing. And I'm assuming that like, you know, they were trying to go in a more grown-up direction maybe, but it just didn't feel right. Like nothing about it felt right. And I think that was the lack of the interesting makeup was a huge part of it, because it felt like it felt like the makeup was like a main character of the show that just no longer existed. It just didn't exist. And that was really disappointing. I'm trying to think of like what I even liked in terms of makeup. I obviously, like, all of Maddie's looks were so beautiful, and I know Alexandra French was responsible for Maddie's makeup, and she did like such an incredible job. I mean, Maddie looked fucking iconic in that, and I think that like they really stuck to the core of Maddie and like how she looked and how she was presenting. And I loved that. I really, really do love that. And I think that Alexandra just like absolutely fucking crushed. And now she's announced to be the head of Urban Decay. Is it creative director, or what do you call that? Head makeup artist for Urban Decay. Amazing. So cool. And like still Donnie Davy, like I loved watching all of the little like behind the scenes things that she posted. Of like shooting and doing like the special effects and or the practical effects and the like behind the scenes of the makeup and everything, and like the callbacks that she did to like prior seasons, which I thought was like, that was just like really fun. And you know, there's no like, you can't say anything bad. You can't say anything bad about the makeup because they were clearly like steered in a particular direction. And it was just so sad that was like, it was toned down. It was still pretty and fun, but it was just toned down. It was so different. It really, I felt like it just like lost its identity. And then there was a lot of like really strange imagery that I was very confused by. Like, for instance, at the end when what's her face, Lori, and like all her Nazis get like raided by the cops, you have this like Jesus imagery of like the dad Nazi. I don't remember what his name was. But the dad of the guy who was like with Faye, and like him and Faye like get away or whatever. But you have this like Jesus imagery of him like falling to his knees. And I was so confused by that. Like, I was so confused by that. I watched the end of it with my brother, and I was just like, we were both like looking at it like, what does this mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the message here? Is there a message? Like, because if there is, mixed signals, like very mixed signals. And I actually felt like it could be interesting imagery if there was some sort of a statement around like these like, you know, white Nazi people who like are, I don't know, who give up and like give in at the end, and then maybe they have a lighter sentence or a better deal than like how Zendaya's character Rue ends up. But we don't really like, we don't get that confirmation, you know what I mean? Like commentary on this, like, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. I was very confused by the whole thing. I would be interested to hear if you have any theories about like what that even was, because I watched Nicole, is it Raffi or Raff? I think it's Raffi, not Rafi. Raffi. I like watching her videos occasionally, and she did like breakdowns of every episode this season. And I don't think I watched all of them, but I did watch the last one. And she was saying that her theory was that they like were just trying to cram in as much like religious iconography as possible into it. But I'm just like, but like, that doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, it feels like it should be intentional. It's not. It's not intentional. You know? I need some glitter or something. Let's use this color. It's kind of purpley. I have this Charlotte Tilbury palette that I'm just obsessed with. I think it's so pretty, and I basically never use it, and I want to use it. So we have this little like shimmery sort of like purple. I just stabbed it with my nail. Shade up here. I'm gonna grab that on like maybe a little fluffy brush and just blow out my inner corner. I'm gonna grab a 13. Oh, that's not really gonna work. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah. I personally, this might be controversial. I know that there were some people who were unhappy with Rue's ending. I thought it made perfect sense. Like, it makes perfect sense. I didn't think that she was going to end up with like this happy ending. She's an addict. Like, yes, there are people who get clean, but it just didn't make that much sense. And personally, I find it to be more compelling when you have the death of like a character that people really, really love. And the death of Nate was just like really confusing and just kind of like, all right, like he's not even his character anymore. Like he's just dead. Like, okay, you know, like move on. Like that didn't feel, there wasn't anything satisfying about that. Or not satisfying, but like I'm talking like Red Wedding, Game of Thrones type shit. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing when they kill a bunch of people just like at once and you're just like, what? Like The Departed. Like what? Like what is happening? I think that there's something, I don't know, maybe that's just like my sick mind, but I just feel like that made sense to me. And it also like Coleman Domingo's little speech at the end when he like goes back to this like house, which I was also very confused by. I was also very confused by the relationship with like that family and then the girl and like what the message there was. Like, I guess it was like, don't do drugs, choose religion. Like, I was so confused. I was really confused. Like, nothing felt like it was 100% fleshed out or like it really had a direction. It felt like we just need to wrap this shit up. Like, that's how I felt. Anyway, Coleman Domingo's little like speech, I think he was always one of the most compelling characters in the show. And it was kind of sad that in this season, we literally see him in 2 episodes. And in the first episode, we barely see him at all. Because he was just, I thought that their relationship was really, really great. I mean, that's not entirely true. Like you see like little snippets of him or whatever, but I thought he was really great. And I loved the idea of him as like kind of this like father figure that sort of steps in now that Rue, you know, has lost her dad and like she needs this guidance or whatever. Anyway, I think Coleman Domingo was like very underutilized personally, but I'm also just like a huge fan. So I just want to see him more in general. But his speech at the end was really beautiful. Like I thought that was really beautiful. And I think that it like Zendaya's performance at the end of her memory sort of like sitting at the end of the table was really well done. Like I thought it was very well done. And I think that she really grew and like developed that character and left it beautifully. Like she should be very happy and just like tied it up with a little bow and like she did that. You know what I mean? I did have some appreciation for the way that they treated the character of Angus Cloud's passing, because like he's gone and like how do you sort of, I feel like it's one of those like difficult things with like how do you pay tribute to a character but also make the story fit. And I feel like they handled it relatively well. Like the phone call with Rue and what was his name? Fez being like, I'm gonna escape with parkour. Like I thought that was very cute. So I don't think that there were like things that were necessarily like so badly done, but it just felt disjointed overall. And then also the guy who was like Alamo's right-hand man, I don't remember his name for some reason. Or not right-hand man, but like fixer. I call him the fixer. When he basically like at the end, he saves Maddie and he like fucks over Al. It just didn't feel, it was like just because you had a conversation with Maddie in the car, that was it? Like that's what did it? You just like, she talked to you and then you were like, oh, maybe I should just like change my life. Like that made no sense. It made no fucking sense. I'm gonna go on with this Question Beauty mascara topper, which I've been wanting to use for such a long time. It's called Turquoise Oasis and it's got purples and kind of like greens, like aquas in there. I feel like it's mostly aqua. You can't really see the purple, but I want to put it on top because I already have mascara on. So I kind of want to put it on top and I might apply lashes. I really just like haven't decided, but I've been wanting to use this for a really long time and just see like what is up. Feels very Euphoria. I also hope that it doesn't, maybe I'll go from the, oh, I got it on my lid. Go from the top. Oh, that is very cool. This is from did I say this? From Question Beauty? That's actually really fun. I've been wanting to try this for a really long time. Just in general, I feel like I've seen a lot of advertisements for Question Beauty, and it's so sparkly. Like, everything is so sparkly. And I liked the wand. I liked the idea of, like, a mascara topper. It kind of reminds me of the About Face, like, brow, like the glitter brow gels, which were, like, one of my favorite things for a minute. Ooh, right there, I feel like you can really see it. Yeah, this eye's looking a little interesting. I'm gonna pop this on my lower lash line. Actually, I got it real close to my mirror, so like pause, please. Oh, wow, that looks really good. Oh, I'm obsessed with that. It kind of like clashes with the purple, but whatever. See, this is giving Euphoria. We're glittery, you know? I might need to add a liner or something. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go in with that same shimmery, this one from Kaja, and put it on my brow bone. I think one of the things that like bothered me the most was how much I didn't care about the Nate Cassie like relationship, and also like Nate's struggles with like it didn't, no one made me care about it. Like we didn't even try to like make me care about it. I didn't care. The scene, the wedding scene, like when they get home and he gets his like toe cut off or whatever and Cassie's crying, that was very funny. I did enjoy that. But like I just didn't really care. And I feel like it wasn't, I don't know, there was just so much that I didn't care about. They didn't make me care. They didn't try to make me care. Yeah, and I think the thing that like really just like sticks with me is the fact that like Nate is such a different person and we just don't get an explanation for it. We get zero explanation for why. Like where did the, like what happened? Like now he's this desperate dude who just is kind of pathetic, and you're like, okay, like karma maybe, but where did the shift happen? That makes no sense. And it is kind of a shame if off-camera drama led to, like if the storyline was supposed to be between Nate and Jules and they had to do a quick shift to Cassie. That would be really disappointing if that is the case, because I think that would have been so much more interesting, and like it was really interesting. And I think that there were like relationships in the first 2 seasons that were so interesting. And I also found it like kind of taste like rude, honestly, how in the first 2 seasons they did Kat so dirty with like her amazing storyline where she like finds confidence as this like cam girl. I loved that storyline. And then they just like kill it and they're like, you're just gonna start dating this guy and like we're gonna lose that, like it's just gonna go away. That was so depressing. And then they like made Cassie like a OnlyFans girl. I don't know, it was just, all of it just felt like strange. It all just felt weird. Some of it, a lot of it felt like they were trying to make a statement about comments that had been made like out in the ether, and it was like ruining the show. I just like, I don't know. I tried a new heat protection spray on my hair today, and I think it's just way too heavy. It's like really weighing it down. Like I washed my hair last night and it looks greasy, so that's no good. I'm gonna add a liner because I feel like it needs it right now. I don't know what color to do. Maybe a teal. Do I have a teal? I'm gonna use Mildew from what is it called? Rotten. The Rotten palette from Blend Bunny. Which is like more, it's almost kind of like a navy blue, but there's a little bit of nuance in it, and then I might top it with something. No, yeah, it's got a little bit of like that green in there. It's kind of like a phthalo blue for any of my painters. I just feel like I wasn't super happy with basically everything. I feel like I covered most of it. Sharon Stone looks fucking amazing. I like didn't realize that was her. I was like, who is this woman? She's so fucking gorgeous. And then I was like, oh my God, that's Sharon Stone. She looked incredible. Like, goddamn, what an icon. I'm gonna use I'm just gonna use this little guy. This is the Nikki LaRose BK Beauty N21 brush. I don't even know if these are, I think this is from the first collection. I don't know if these are still available. And then Mildew from the Rotten palette. And I'm gonna get my mirror up here, so hopefully it doesn't totally ruin everything. Interesting. Yeah, what else can I complain about? I think that's it. I feel like there were entertaining aspects of the whole show. Like the whole show wasn't a bust. I do feel like it got a little bit better as you went on. Like I remember not really liking the first 3 episodes. And obviously I thought the music was terrible, to be honest with you. Like I just thought it was really bad because it was just like so not the vibe that we're used to. That like twinkly music when Maddie's like walking down the, I was gonna say runway, I guess you could call it a runway, at Nate and Cassie's wedding was very disappointing, like incredibly disappointing. And obviously there's like, if you don't know that, apparently Labyrinth just like pulled his music last minute and they were scrambling to replace it But that was definitely like a huge thing that was really, really missing. That was like a huge identity of the show that was just gone. So there were still beautiful shots, and there was still beautiful, like, I don't know, like aspects of it that felt like there were moments I feel like where I was like, oh yeah, this is Euphoria, but like it just didn't do it. And I also was very disappointed that we barely saw Rue's mom, because she was incredible. Like, I thought she was amazing and she brought so much to the show. We also didn't see Gia at all, or like very little. I would love to hear what you guys think. I just felt like, honestly just felt like complaining about it. I don't usually, that's not something that I do typically. Honestly, Euphoria was a show that took me a really long time I'm getting fallout all over my under eyes. Oh yeah, I real fucked that up. That's fine. We'll figure it out. It was a show that took me like a long time to watch it. I think, I'm trying to remember if I watched the second season when it like was coming out. Maybe I watched the first season like right before the second season came out, and I was like really enjoying it, or maybe I just binge watched them both. I truly don't remember. I helped my brother film a skit around it. I played Maddie and he was Cassie. Like, we really enjoyed that show, and it just didn't, like, if I ever rewatch, I just can't picture myself watching the third season. Like, it just did not do it for me. Which is too bad, because there were definitely good performances in it, but it's not something that I like really want to see. And then I saw like the official announcement that Sam Levinson was like, yeah, this is the last season. It's like, duh, dude. Like, we knew that. Like, we didn't know, but I don't think anybody needed that confirmation. But whatever. I'm definitely thankful to the show overall for bringing Donnie Davy to the forefront, and her creating Half Magic, because it became one of my favorite makeup brands. This wouldn't be like, I'm going to be using a Half Magic product, just so you know, at the end for my lips. But like, I just love what she did in general for makeup and like creativity and TV and all of that. And she's like so true to herself, and she like encourages play. And I just think that that's like my favorite thing that I can take from it. And also I was just like, I want to see Alexa Demi in like more things. And this is a hot take because I love her. I don't think she's a very good actress, but I think she should be like, without all the drugs and the death, like an Edie Sedgwick. Like, I think she's like an icon, and we need to have her just like be an icon. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's like an it girl. And so she needs to be places. Like, we need to see her, and we need more images, and we need more like art created around her. Like, that's how I feel. So like, that is something that I feel strongly about. Because I got some blue on my lower, like on under eye, I'm going in with like a peach, slightly like a lighter, slightly peach eyeshadow in the areas where I kind of like smudged it, which is not ideal at all, but it really works if you're in a pinch. I also really didn't like that Faye and that guy just like rode away on a horse and they were just gone. That was confusing. It's like, okay, so they're just gone. I don't know. I always liked Faye's character because she is like such a wild card. Like, you just don't know like which direction she's gonna go, and that felt like she was true to that pretty much the entire time. Am I forgetting about anybody? I did see some criticisms of the way that like Hunter Schafer was painting about how she like never started with an underpainting, and I feel like that's some like really snobby art school shit. Like, who cares? Like, first of all, I feel like it works because she dropped out of school, so it makes sense that she wouldn't know the technical things necessarily. But she started off with like, you know, just sketching outlines and figures, and I thought that was fine. Like, that's the least of my criticisms of the show. Definitely wasn't personally a fan of the Zendaya painting at the end, but it made sense that she was doing it. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't really think that like, I feel like I could complain about it or come up with things for the rest of my life, but I feel like those are like the big ones. I'm gonna put a lip on. I think I'm just gonna do like a nude lip liner. And then I want to go in with some shimmer. It is hot in here, dude. I did get a new light and it's not cool. It's not cool. I mean, it is cool. Like, I feel like the lighting looks really, really nice, but it's not cool. What the fuck was I gonna, oh yeah. So I'm gonna just go in with Etch from Katie Jane Hughes. This is like my go-to blurry lip liner. Like, I just, when in doubt, I grab Etch. It's perfection. Look at that color. Ooh, especially with that blue eyeshadow. I was thinking about applying some fake lashes, but I don't think I'm going to. I think it's fine. I might, when I don't apply falsies with this type of a look, like right now I feel like it's a little bit like lower heavy, so I might just like build up or bring the liner into the crease a little bit. And I feel like that kind of like helps to make this look a little bit more intentional. But first I'm going to apply Half Magic. This is Crystal Butter in Sugarhead. This is my favorite one, and this was, look at that. Ooh, I love it. This was launched at a time when I was trying to find frosted lipsticks. I was on a hunt for frosted lipstick, and like maybe it was in the zeitgeist and I just like wasn't paying attention, but I just one day was like, I need a frosted lipstick. Like I need a frosted like nudie pink lipstick, but like that's mostly frost, because I remembered one from my childhood and I think it was L'Oreal that was sort of like a frosty pink, and I was like, I need this. And then it was like so hard to find, and then these launched and I was like, yes, she did it. And then all of a sudden I feel like frosted lips were back. So I don't know, maybe I was being influenced by just trends that were like on the rise. This is such a crazy look. Okay, I need to make a decision. Do I keep going? I'm gonna pop this this from Wet n Wild, which is the Chameleon Chrome eyeliner, which is like kind of similar to the shade that's on my, that I put on my lashes. Superstar Suit. I'm gonna put this in my waterline. Yeah, I would be very curious to hear your thoughts. I kind of feel like there's consensus among all of the like critiques that I have heard from people. I don't feel like it's like the complete end of the world, but it definitely like wasn't what it was, and it wasn't, they didn't end it. I don't know. I feel like, to be honest, the ending with Coleman Domingo and Rue, I'm like mixing up character and like real names, with Ollie, with him and Rue, I feel like that kind of saved everything. Like it wrapped up Rue in like a nice little like bow, and that made me like be like, oh, that was nice, you know? But overall, I definitely like, I wonder what the Rotten Tomatoes is for like the first 2 seasons versus the 3rd season. That looks really nice. Wet n Wild, dude. Ooh, that's looking so much better. That already looks like more balanced. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe we just stop here. I think I'm gonna build up my crease just like a teeny little bit more. I got a comment like a while back. I don't even know if they were speaking to me or somebody else, but someone commented on one of my videos and was like, I started watching Alex when she didn't overline her lips like crazy. And I was like, at the time that comment was left, I was like, I had definitely toned my lip overlining down. But like, the further and further you go back, I mean, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like it just gets bigger and bigger. So I don't know. I don't even know what that meant. I was just thinking about that because I feel like this makes my lips look plump. Okay, we still have a little bit of, the glitter mascara is still drying a little bit, but I do feel like that's really fun. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna build up my crease a little. I'm gonna use my Refer Shoto 02 brush. Yeah, I feel like I got all of the things that were really bothering me off of my chest, but I would definitely be interested to hear like what your thoughts are if you watched it Like, are people being dramatic? Because I definitely like felt like it did get a little bit better as we went on. But there were just like, there were so many things that didn't really find that weren't resolved. And that was really disappointing to me, to be honest. And so it was hard for me to appreciate any of the other things because I was kind of like, okay, but like, are we going to address the elephant in the room? You know? Yeah, that looks so much more balanced. Even just like building up that contrast a little bit more. Can you see that? Maybe a little bit too much. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan of too much. I am. Anything to not have to put on falsies right now. I just don't feel like it. God, that looks really good now. The waterline changed everything. It changed everything. I am going to give you a zoom just so you can see what's up. Don't judge my all the fallout. Don't judge it. You know what I mean? Isn't that fun? It's so pretty. You'll never get me to not enjoy this shape when it comes to eye makeup, you know? All right, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for listening to my ramblings that had basically no cohesion at all. I was just like, I feel strongly about this and I want to rant. So I hope that this at least kept you company while you were getting ready or something. Please let me know. I mentioned a little while ago that I wanted to do a more like real discussion around like makeup, contouring, and aging. And just like reckoning with those two things, like manipulating features using things like contour and makeup versus, I guess, acceptance. And that is something that I want to do. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit more of like it's going to be like a little bit of a larger topic. And I was curious if you would be interested in watching something like this, where I'm just kind of like sitting and playing with makeup and talking about this, or if you would like something where I'm like a little more casual, maybe. I don't know, like maybe organizing my closet or like steaming some clothes or something. Like, yeah, whatever you think that you would like. Maybe it doesn't even matter what I'm doing and you want just sort of like background noise. Or you would prefer to just listen. I don't really know. Anyway, leave me your thoughts. I want to know. I want to know if you think I'm crazy or if you agree with me, or like, I don't know if there are any good explanations for any of the things that maybe I could, maybe if explained, I would appreciate a little bit more. Like and blah, blah, blah. Let me know about the other videos and put some glitter on your eyes and maybe a rhinestone or two, just in honor of Donny Davy. And the end of Euphoria. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go.